Okay, so it seems like a lot of you are struggling with what it means to check your work. So I just want to go through an example with you. I chose two lines that are already written in slope-intercept form. So the first line, I'm going to graph in this light blue color. I'm going to plot the y-intercept at -4, and I'm going to rise up 3 and run over 1, and I'm going to just keep doing that. 1, 2, 3. Remember, you should have at least 3 points. I'm going to have more than 3 points because I want to make sure that my line is pretty straight. Now again, I know that you don't have your rulers, so your lines might be off a little bit, which is why it is super important to do all of your points. So let's do another. We're going to do this line, y equals -x. And that is along all of these points here. And I'm just going to do it through the entire coordinate grid. And it's a negative slope, so I rise down 1 and I run +1. Or I can do the opposite. Rise +1, run -1. That line's a little easier to do. All right, so those are my two lines. Now, my solution is where these two lines intersect. Where do these two lines intersect? Right here. And this point is the point 1, -1. Yes, it is one solution, but we specifically say what that one solution is. So I'm going to just do some highlighting. I'm going to call my x term in blue and my y term is going to go in pink. And I'm going to substitute that back into our original two equations. This is what it means to check your work. You are making a lot of mistakes with this. So my first equation, y equals, so I'm going to plug in y, which is -1, equals 3 times +1 minus 4. I'm going to simplify both sides of this equation until I get this one number on both sides of the equal sign. -1 simplifies to -1. I don't have to do anything with that. 3 times 1 is 3. And bring down the -4. I don't leave it like this. I need to prove with 100% certainty that I have the same thing on both sides. So simplify entirely. 3 minus 4 is -1. All right, we proved it with one equation, but I'm not done. I need to prove it with the other equation. So the other equation, y equals -x. I'm going to plug in my y value, which is, in pink, -1. And I'm plugging in my x value, equals negative, and our x value we said was 1. Okay. Does -1 equal -1? Yep. It doesn't matter that these two things come out being the same thing. It just worked out that way. But this is what it means to check. Hopefully you do not make this mistake going forward.